Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the House Academy Show, entertaining real estate investment talk. I'm Steven Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill Dewit, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about, will we ever know the bottom of this recession?
People say they do.
Said another way. Mm-hmm. Do you have a crystal ball and you can tell me exactly when it's be at the bottom? No. Right. Does it matter? Nope. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is that you buy assets for way less than they're currently worth. And that when you go to sell them, and here's the whole point to this, instead of obsessing on the bottom or trying to figure out, I see this people do this in the stock market all the time. They just revel in the fact that they bought some crazy stock that's trading for $100 right now at the lowest point possible. When in fact, that was just incredibly lucky and probably not repeatable. What matters is this, that when you go to sell something, I don't care what it is, in our case, real estate, that the person who buys it perceives that it's way underpriced because of the environment, because of the recession, because of the virus, or however you want to phrase it or attribute the reason that we're in this situation, which, by the way, is a good thing, not a bad thing. So that's what really, really matters. Obsessing on the bottom, you don't get a trophy for that because it's not repeatable. Wow,
do you know I agree with you? Do you know I agree with you, right? Well, I said that I was making joke of people that say they do know. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's my whole point, too. And we'll talk about it more.
Yeah. Okay. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the houseacademy.com online community. It's free.
Brandon says, hi, I have a property that when going through title insurance, found out that the current owner never actually had a deed recorded, but he's been paying the property taxes for the last 19 years. The company he bought it from is currently nowhere in sight, so that makes doing a quick claim deed impossible. Quick title claim is expensive. I was told about $6,000 after needing to post it in a public notification. What are the chances that they come out of the woods after 20 years? Is it legal to have a deed between me and the current seller done and record with the county and then sell a property with the known fact that the cloud is on the title and trying to pass that on to the next guy? For example, price is currently $10,000 and then I say, hey, how about I give you $2,000 because a quiet title claim, you won't have anything left on the profit after the sale. Then I sell the property with a cloud for $8,000 and have the buyer do the quiet title claim themselves. Just trying to think outside the box. Probably going to pass, but the vets think that this is if the vets think this is a possibility, then I'll give it a try.
We're the vets, I guess.
We're the vets.
Here's what happened in this situation, and it's not uncommon, and Jill and I see this probably once a month, maybe more in our own deals. This person who's selling this property to you went to a live auction a lot of years ago. They used to be really popular before the internet really kicked in. Bought a piece of property on terms and paid for 19 years, 20 years, and finally got the property paid off. When it was paid off, the company, I can name the company actually, that sold this property to him was just gone. And so it never got recorded.
Or he may have even had the deed in his safe for 19 years.
Yeah.
You could do both things can happen.
Here's the facts.
Sometimes people forget. They don't know that. They think when you send them the deed and it's signed and everything ready to go, they think they're done. Like, no, there's one more step.
Here's the facts. This person doesn't own this property at all in the eyes of the law at all. That's just how it is. And it's a very unfortunate situation. The seller's paid for something for 19 years and taxes and everything that they don't own at all. Run away from this deal.
Okay.
And I put it in the house show for a reason. This is a House Academy show. When property's inherited, a lot of houses are. We're in like, what is this year? 250 in the history of this country, right? It's like a 250, I don't know, whatever, 1776 till now. People were in like the fourth, fifth generation in some cases. So a lot of property, more now than ever, is getting inherited and passed through the hands of people. Right. And if it's not done correctly, and this could very easily have been a situation like that, if it's not, if you live in a house that's in your parents' name and they're both deceased, right, you don't own that house.
It's just because your name's on the will that you get everything.
So that's a very, this is something that everybody in this business needs to know.
Yeah.
It needs to be in your name so you can convey it to the next person. And it's very common. Jill and I see it all the time where people they've been living in a house for 20 years. That's their parents. Mm-hmm. paying the taxes on, and the whole thing, which is a great thing, by the way.
Right.
It's an ideal situation, but you got to get it into your name.
Exactly.
And it's expensive. You know, it can be $6,000. This number seems, for quiet title, seems real expensive to me, but it's usually closer to $1,200. But maybe he's back east, and yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But you have to buy a piece of property from somebody. The person who's signing them over needs to be the owner of record, needs to be on the conveyance deed. So I wanted to include this because more and more we're seeing it with houses in the inheritance situation. Today's topic: will you ever know the bottom of this recession? This is why you're listening. No, we'll never know. We don't have a crystal ball. We can't. I can make a pretty educated guess, and about when we're going to hit the bottom and what values are going to be. Only because this is my third time. But it doesn't matter. Like what I think doesn't matter. For the record, I think it's going to be around June of 2021 where we're going to hit the bottom from a value standpoint. But we're going to do a show later this week about just the silliness of the absolute silliness of how the media is handling. Well, the silliness of how the media is handling everything, but certainly the silliness about values, and the National Association of Realtors are making predictions. Everybody's making predictions.
Right.
And I don't want to be that guy, but I do think values in the places that we like, not just some national crazy statistic, we're going to see probably a 70% devaluation in houses in the markets that we like. Because it happened last time. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't as bad last time. This is way worse than last time. Do I mean like Fifth Avenue in Manhattan? No. But we don't buy property there anyway. So why would we look at those stats? Anyway, we'll talk about that in the next show. But who cares about the bottom? What matters is this. Buy property that's way less than you think you're going to resell it for immediately. Mm-hmm. And then when you do go sell it, blame it on the virus. This is the reason it's so cheap. I can't believe you're getting a smoking deal.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still making a little bit of money. It's the same old story, just like in really good, positive, non-recession times. It's the same story. It's just a different reason.
Mm-hmm. My notes are the same. I have notes. I'm just letting you go. It's good because all I put was bottom. Who really knows? Nobody really knows. And if you think you're going to sit around and I'm sure some people are micromanaging it. It goes up this day. I've noticed 2 days up, 3 days down. Watch this, babe. I'm sure there's people that are cuckoo out there, are building algorithms to watch it and predict it. And they think that ding, 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 this is it. It doesn't really matter, and if you wait for that, you might miss it. That's what I think. That's my thing. And with our business, what really matters is speed. Not so much the numbers, but if you're buying a property and selling a property within 30 days, like many of us are, you're going to do just fine. It's not going to usually fall that hard, that fast. This is the land show, especially for land. This is a house show. Oh, excuse me. This is a house show. Well, even the house show, pick one. Who knows? And it could be the car show, even the car show, I think it's more than a 30-day trend for them to really fall that far. Do you agree? Yeah, if I do it in 30 days. I wouldn't even worry about the 30 days. I mean, I understand your point. Selling it faster is always better. Right. I mean, in our business, there's some people that have issues with that. My sister has a garage and a basement full of more stuff. They can't get any cars in there. She has issues selling stuff. She's in the real estate business. Very successful real estate agent. And but we're just not like that, man. I don't want to have anything collecting dust. We're both like that. Real estate's the same. Like women. What? Oh my gosh. Anything. Wow, where did that just go? I don't know. It's funny. So, you always want to sell it fast. Yeah. So there's no mystery in this. This is celebratory markets times. I don't care what market. Yesterday we talked about it. I don't care what market you went into, buy it cheap. And if you watch any old movies past that talk about stock market, like Wall Street, the movie with Michael Douglas. He was famous for saying, there's always people in a market, let's just use the stock market for an example, that are the analysts, that they sit around and say, well, this company, we all know people like this, and they're always over the age of 60. Yep. This company has a good balance sheet, and their track record is, and then they go on for a half hour, 45 minutes if you let them,
when in fact it doesn't matter at all. What matters is what this is what high velocity trading is all about. What matters is, in real estate, the velocity at which the market is changing, and the faster and more volatile it is, the better it is going to be for you. It's not all about the asset and about the people who run the company in the stock case, or the house itself and what kind of tile. And that's for HGTV people. And if you're a regular listener to these shows, we don't renovate houses here. We don't talk about window treatments ever.
That's true.
We talk about price per square foot and how fast we can sell it and what kind of data we can attribute to this to make this easier on our lives. And so I don't care about the company itself or the real estate piece of real estate itself almost ever.
If it's west facing, has a pool, whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
No, it does. None of that matters.
Yeah.
Money matters.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Days on market matter, buyers matter.
Mm-hmm.
Happy you could...
Oh, sorry.
No, you're okay.
And then my last point is relativity. So all of this is it hinges on relativity. If you're buying a stock and it's in let's say the manufacturing sector, and that stock relative to the other stuff is way lower, and everything else, all the other boxes are checked. Same thing with houses. If you've got a 2,500 square foot house in a market where everything's selling for $150 a foot, and you're buying it for $80 and selling it for $120 a foot, you're going to win. It solves all your problems.
That's it. That's the bottom line right there.
So blame it on a recession, blame it, fill in the blank, sales blank. But the fact is, it has to be like that.
Ding, ding.
To win.
Happy you could join us today. Every Tuesday and Thursday, you can find us right here on the House Academy Show. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we are on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called Drive Up Access is More Important Now Than Ever. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. Why would that be?
Drive up access?
Yeah, access is always important.
But why is it more important now?
I know why.
I think because our buyers are changing.
That's what I think.
Thank you.
Everybody's flocking.
Exactly. And it's a little bit different buyer right now, that their minds are open. And we could talk about that more tomorrow. The House Academy Show remains commercial free for you, our loyal listener. So wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there.
We are Steven Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.